Okay guys, so I'm out here in the garden. I'm going to get ready to kind of shape up this garden bed a little bit better. So I'll just walk you through the system that I've developed to kind of quickly, transform a lawn into a garden. So I'm only going to take an extra little piece. I've taken quite a bit of areas that have all these fruit trees and just made a bed around them. That's for two reasons. One, it takes a lot of time to mow in between the trees, and then second, it gives you an opportunity to put in mulch around your trees, and mulch is so important. If you want to check out Back to Eden, I think that's the guy that he the link will be below, but anyways, he just talks a lot about how mulch is so important, and even like 4 inches of mulch to keep down the weeds and just keep everything nice and moist and rich. I haven't quite gotten to that level yet. I've been trying to get free mulch through the the electric company here. You could contact them, your local electric company, and they could have free mulch delivered. When they trim back the trees from the electrical lines, they're always looking to get rid of that mulch that they produce. And so anyways, that's free mulch. It's really great for your garden. It just elevates everything. It gets those micronutrients and the microbiota and all that stuff growing in there. So yeah, just check out Back to Eden, and you get some more ideas. But I'm gonna just go ahead and walk you through this little thing here. So I've been trying to go through this whole process of just transforming this jungle into kind of a manicured area, and so it's a work in progress. And I think when you garden, you can't have this mindset of, oh, everything has to be perfect. I think you could plan everything, and then things don't go the way that you had it and anticipated. It may be better, may be worse, but you learn, you grow, and it's a journey. And if it doesn't work out, you take up and redo. So anyways, I enjoy gardening. I enjoy getting out here and working in the garden, creating food for my family, or I'm getting into some ornamentals now. I know it's important that you could be able to enjoy some splashes of color and things like that. So this is going to be an ongoing project. I hope you enjoy. Here we go. First, I'm going to use just an edger, and the edger is going to just cut the grass for me, kind of create the border of my garden. And so I just found this to be a fast way just to create the edge of your garden and delineate, when you go in there. And I'm going to be using a tiller. That's going to keep me from tearing up more grass than I want. So I've already done that a couple times, but I'm just showing you what the process looks like. You can create any kind of garden that you want. I like curves in my garden. I like soft edges. It just seems to just have more of an organic feel to it, and just allow things to grow the kind of their normal way, just not in straight lines. But all right, let's get to this part. Tearing up the grass. so it doesn't take that long when you got a good tiller. I got this on Amazon. The link will be down below, so you could go check that out. I just did the electric one. I prefer electric and battery. It's just, you know, if you don't need that much power, that's going to actually be just easier. You don't have to deal with the gas and the oil. And for home gardening, it's worked very well. It's worked in these type of soil. It's worked up in clay soil up in Idaho, in Washington. I mean, I've ran into some pretty tough dirt, but this thing was able to do it. It took a lot of work trying to break everything up, but this is a good tiller by Sunjoe. The information will be down below. And anyways, I'm gonna get ready to just go ahead and clean this up, go get my rake. You don't have to try to worry about trying to take out all the grass and all that stuff. In fact, that's gonna just turn into compost and food for the worms. You know, if you put mulch on top of it, you don't even have to worry about that many weeds coming up, and more mulch you put, the less weeds. But anyways, so I used to, at one point I was like digging up the side and removing it, and then I said, forget it, I'll just till it right into the soil, and I found that to just be effective, if not better, because of that, you know, kind of you're capturing that carbon, you know, back into the soil. So yeah, anyways, let me just clean this up, get all this cleaned up here. Some of this grass will grow back, but you just can pull it out after, if it does come back. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna go get my rake. I decided to rake up some of this loose grass and just put it into a little pile here. It's not a big deal, whatever you want to do. This is all a work in progress. So you get it, you throw it in there, and then you can come back and you can rework it, whatever you like. That's just how I do it. Other people may want to have that finished product when they leave, but it's kind of cool when you see things just growing and coming together and filling in. So it takes patience, or you could spend more money. One of the two, right? You could buy bigger plants and buy everything you need and put it in, and you have a nice looking garden, but it's instant gratification. But this way, you know, it's a more organic process, and it allows you to see what is going to grow well and what isn't. You know, and sometimes you think a plant's going to grow well and it doesn't, so you tear it out, you put something else in there. With weeds, don't throw those away. Put those in the compost pile, and you're going to see, you know, those weeds are actually adds more nutrients, and you're capturing that carbon. Go over it one more time with this thing. This soil is looking so good. Feel some of this mulch in here. So I got some sweet potato vines growing in there. You know, that stuff grows like weed. But I just put mulch on top, and if I get a few sweet potatoes out of this area, this is good, you know. But you know, it's like a work in progress, like I've been saying. And you know, you kind of see what grows better in this amount of light or this kind of condition, and certain parts of your yard is just going to grow better things in other, you know, in some areas than others. So kind of experiment. I just threw some sweet potatoes in there last year, and they're coming up. I got a few nice sized sweet potatoes, and you know, it was just a kind of unused area, right? Wasn't really a garden bed yet, but with this extra mulch in here, I think it's gonna even produce even more. I got tomatoes that came up. This is all came up from the compost. I put it just like threw some compost in there, and then all these tomatoes came up, all these little cherry tomatoes. So I just put something there to capture the tomatoes, and you just kind of work with it. So I got my outline of my garden. I'm softening that edge there, and so it's gonna look real good, right? I could bring this actually all the way around if I wanted to. Maybe I will. I'm thinking it would actually look pretty good if I did that. So you know, you get to play with these ideas. Yeah, maybe I'll just take out the rest of this stuff here. So this is my tomato garden. See if I can put those back like that. I'm gonna just round that out. Like I said, it's work in progress, right? See if I can get in there with that weed whacker, take up those things. If I can't, then I won't, but let's see. May not look like much. This part may not look like much over here, but you know, it's going to soften up that curve right there, coming around, and then it'll be. I may come back and rework it. Just depends. Looks like I had a piece coming off right here. Maybe I'll have to get in there and get that piece. Pretty much done. Now, you're not gonna get everything doing it this way, but you know, it makes it fast, and you're gonna come in here and pull weeds anyway. So this just gets your garden bed started. You know, you tear up the grass, you get to plant some stuff in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this border grass in. All right. So I dug up a bunch of this stuff the other day. I'm just breaking it apart. You can see here, it's like 3 plants in one right there. So if you're careful with it, get some root on there, separate the plants. Okay, there goes 3 plants right there. You just plant them along here. You lay out your plants first, you get to get the spacing that you want so that, you know, it covers the area. It's hard to always tell when you first are breaking plants apart, you know, trying to estimate how much you're going to be able to spread out. So I just lay them on the ground where I want them to go, more or less, and then I'll move them as I need to. Looking pretty good. Bring this border right around here. Trying to define the garden. I know you can't see this part, but find the garden. So let's get these babies in the ground. And then we'll call it quits for today. One prime example of you know, not really realizing what will grow best in certain areas is these tomato plants. I would not have really planted them underneath all this vegetation, all this canopy, but I guess it gets enough afternoon sun. It's been doing great, been getting plenty of tomatoes off of there. You could definitely get more if it was potentially full sun, right conditions, but I've tried to grow tomatoes in some of these sunny spots and it's like they struggle. Maybe it's too hot, don't have enough mulch. So here again, experiment, try new things, and you may be surprised with the results. And things sometimes just happen in garden, and you just try to pay attention to what's really going on, what's really doing well in certain areas, and you just you know, take advantage of that opportunity. So I'm gonna actually plant some more volunteer tomatoes that I got, and they're coming up over there. I'm gonna just go ahead and plant them in there. Just let them grow, see what they could do. If they produce something great, it's no cost to me, right? Oh, it's starting to shape up now with some of this border grass, right? So I bought one plant. I'll come on the camera in a second. Believe it or not, I planted one plant of this in my front yard 2 years ago. Split it up into like three different plants or something like that. Those 3 plants then multiplied, and I was able to split them up right here. I got them over here. So, you know, you don't have to, if you have the patience and you don't have a lot of money, just buy one plant that can produce a lot, and you'll be surprised. I got this little flower over here. I'll show you in a minute, but it's another one. I'll show you a couple of examples of things that I started with one plant, and I didn't buy the biggest plant. I just bought a small plant, and they grow and they multiply, and then you could split them up and keep on filling in the rest of your garden. So it may take a couple years to get it everywhere, but you didn't spend a lot of money investing in it, and you get to see where it grows well and how it grows, and so you learn through the process. So anyways, so got these all planted up pretty much. Got a couple more actually. All right. So I got all these tomatoes that just come up from seed. I'm gonna just go ahead and split them up. Just gently just pull them apart. Okay. So, okay, I made some tomato plants. That is. And at the store, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I didn't even take up all of them. I kept a couple in there. But just from the compost, there's 8 plants. These plants would have cost, you know, they're like $5 a plant right now at the store. So you can see, save a lot of money. I'll go in here and put it, just gonna bury it on this side, so it can just develop good root system. And right back underneath the grass here, just bury it. It's all nice and moist in there. Don't even have a concern. That's it. So I got my tomato plants planted in there. I could come in here and water this if I wanted to. Maybe I will. But that's the garden bed right there. All done for now. So there goes the garden bed. You see that? So yeah, so this will grow in, and I'm trying to find the bed over here. Oh, this is a marigold. I bought some a pack of marigolds and threw them down. They came up, they made seeds, and then I got a bunch of plants that just came up everywhere. This mint, start with one mint plant, it'll grow like weed into your garden. So be selective where you want your mint to grow. All the marigold came up right there. This little, I don't know what this flower is called, but this one, it's just real pretty when it just fills in. I'll show you a little bit better example. So I'm making that my ground cover in here, just to let it fill in. And I bought one plant, and it's just kind of creeped along the ground and set off roots, and I've been able to separate them. And in fact, you could just take cuttings and just throw them right into the ground, and they came right back up. So this is all work in progress. I got these coleos. What is it called? Coleosis, something like that. Coleus, and one plant each. And then now I got all this rosemary. I took one plant. This is the parent plant there. Took the cuttings, put them in the ground, and now I'm gonna make a hedge of rosemary in here. When they grow in, I'm gonna just train this along here. But just taking one plant and letting them grow. And I didn't know that rosemary would do so well in this environment, under, kind of in the shade here. But it's doing very well. What else do I have? I got some heathers down here. Did some of the other things here. This is my strawberry patch. And then there goes the heathers there. All right, that's it. Signing off.